Hello my cephalopods, and welcome to the first part of the Wings of Fire Hybrid Challenge. If you don't already know what this challenge is, allow me to explain. And if you already know, feel free to skip to the timestamp provided on screen. In Wings of Fire, there are 11 tribes: Mudwings, Seawings, Rainwings, Nightwings, Sandwings, Icewings, Skywings, Silkwings, Hivewings, Leafwings, and now the extinct Beetlewings. There are also hybrids featured in the series, and this is what the challenge centers on: creating hybrid designs using two tribes, often randomly generated, which is what I will be doing. Some also randomly generate other features, however I will be allowing myself the creative freedom beyond the tribes. This challenge was created by Dragon Sheep, although it has been altered over the years in many ways. The way I will be doing this challenge is using a grid. And now, without further ado, let's begin! Please bear in mind that Moonflower does contain small spoilers lore-wise for the Hidden Kingdom, so feel free to turn the sound off for that part if you have not yet read the book. For the first character, I spun a Rainwing Nightwing hybrid, although I've lost the footage of spinning the wheel since I made the art back in August. I was super excited to spin this hybrid, as Rainwings and Nightwings are both two of my favourite tribes, and they both present a lot of creative opportunities. Truth be told, it was this hybrid I was looking forward to the most when I began this challenge, although I'm not sure if I accomplished what I intended with this design. Moonflower is a character who I think to be a descendant of Queen Glory in some way, perhaps Firefly's sister or a daughter. These characters exist within a world inside my head, so I don't consciously control what happens. It's more like seeing through a window. As a young dragonette, Moonflower contracted an unseen disease. What I see as being something common in the rainforest, with Rainwings having natural immunity, a genetic mutation prevents Moonflower from possessing it. Toxic fungi littered her spine, amongst other unnatural features. She spent much of her childhood isolated with few visits, most being those investigating. Due to the disease, her DNA is warped, so some of her elements appear out of place. She has prophecy abilities, however they manifest as nightmares of disasters to come. I like to think that she ends up happy in some way, but I don't know for sure. For the next character, I spun a Nightwing Leafwing hybrid. This was also a super interesting concept to work with, and I think I achieved what I intended with Nightshade. Fun fact, these three dragons were originally made as a contest entry for Dog Lover Likes Doge's hybrid contest, which should be linked in the top right corner of this video right now. Nightshade actually ended up winning 7th place in this contest, and although the proportions are quite wonky, I'm still relatively proud of her. One thing I will say quickly before I get into the lore is that Moonflower and Nightshade's reference sheets are slightly outdated, but they still serve relatively well. I do think that I may redesign Moonflower at some point though. Now, Nightshade survived for many years with strong leaf speak and weak prophecy powers. She lived in a dangerous area, selling rare plants and working as a fortune teller. At some point, Cacti, the next dragon in this episode, strengthened her abilities and granted her mind-reading powers. However, a rogue Animi interfered with the spell. When exerting her powers to a certain point, Nightshade will lose a part of herself, metaphorically or literally. Finally, she harvests plants to use as poisons, sometimes selling them to the highest bidder or using them for her own nefarious means. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the speed paint. I did end up struggling quite a bit on the headshot until I finally figured it out. The ear was a struggle, and I eventually concluded that Nightshade can have a wonky ear. And here we come to the final dragon, Cacti, a Sandwing Leafwing hybrid who happens to be an animus dragon. I don't have too much lore about her sadly, so feel free to come up with your own headcanons. She wears cacti flowers, leading dragons to believe her as sweet, when in reality she is a conniving, arrogant and powerful dragon. Cacti and Nightshade met at some point and became friends. Nightshade had heard about Moonflower and dragged Cacti along to see if the toxins were usable for Nightshade's many business ventures. You might be wondering, why can't Cacti just heal Moonflower and be done with it? Well, I like to think that her condition is too abnormal and just cannot be healed. With these 3 dragons completed, that concludes the video. Here's what the grid looks like so far. I'm starting to make a dent in it. This is going to be a really fun series, and I hope to have the next video posted within the next few weeks. Likely not within December though, but January should have one. I've been looking forward to starting this for some time now, so thank you for joining me, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!